One Piece chapter 1165 is titled Reverberations. We got Law chilling on the front, on top of Beppo and Zeus and a giant sheep. Rox is using observation hockey to talk to Roger and Gart because he don't want them feds listening. If the feds hear what he's talking about, man, they gonna have him locked up for life. Now Roger and Garp are going at it with Rox, and they're all using full-on gangster hockey. Not the regular hockey, not armament, not just observation. Full-on color of the conquering gangster hockey. No matter how hard Roger and Garp fight, those drugs that Rox keeps taking, that gangster reversing, it keeps bringing them back. It made them indestructible, so they can't beat him. This part brings us back to Shanks versus Whitebeard when Shanks approached him and let him know that he was a Yonko too, and they clashed and split the sky. Well, Roger, Garp, and Rox split the sky. After that, all the Rox pirates, these scumbags, joined another gang. They all joined different gangs, so I'm assuming that these people was false flaggers they hit the entire time. Garp and Roger both get on their trap phones to let their gangs know that they'll be back. Leave without us, we'll catch up with you. They're on a mission right now. Garp actually reveals that he was there to run a 2v1. A 2v1 fade. Garp was ready for that fade-a-rooney. Roger reveals he was just there for Shocky and that bread. Roger about his paper. Being that Rox is so strong and he's all on that gangster reversing, they have to team up. Garp doesn't want to because he's the law, but he has no choice at this point. Roger's crew, the most gangster crew out of all of them, even though they're technically not the strongest, they're the most loyal, they're leaving last. And Gloriosa wants to hitch a ride. Why? Because she's trying to get at Roger. Big Mom tells Kaido, being that he stole her devil fruit, she said at some point in the future, she's going to catch up to him and see what's bracking. Then Kaido says, when that happens, we're going to see what's cracking. Now, Whitebeard keeps it more G than the rest of his crew. He's the last one to leave, but he runs into somebody named Polo Graham. No, he's not selling grams. His name is Graham, and he's on the gram. Now, Polo Graham, you could tell, is Marco's pops. He has his own crew, the Polo Pirates. So this whole thing, Marco, his whole shtick is basically a play on Marco Polo. Stussy, Gilbastar, and Ganzui, they're trying to get out of Dodge as well. But apparently, Gilbastar had the hollow fruit. But if you look at his wanted poster, he has multiple arms. And when I say multiple arms, I don't mean two, I mean four. So I thought he had the flower fruit, the same one Robin had. But maybe not. But where does the extra arms come from? Maybe he has some type of technique similar to Zoro's when he's able to have 9 swords. 9 arms, not 9 arms, 6 arms and 3 heads. The 9 sword style. Dragon hijacks a ship. Straight gangster with it. And tells them, hey, we're going to help some of these people escape. If not, you ain't leaving alive. Rayleigh and Gabon don't want to just hightail it and leave without their captain. So they're going for backup. They tell everybody else, stay on that ship. Now, Emu gives the order to Saturn. They're going to hit all those pirates with Ricos. Everybody's getting a life sentence. Especially the bosses. The captains, they're getting life sentences. Everybody's getting slapped with a Rico. Roger, Garp, and Rox continue to fight, and it brings down the last mountain. So now, the island does look like Thriller Bark. Roger assumes that Garp is going to quit the Navy because he finds out that the Navy is up to something because Emu showed up. Now, Garp says, no, I still got to watch out for the YGs and the YNs. He said, I'm a big homie. I still got to hold it down for the crew. Roger comes up with a plan. He assumes that Garp and Roger's gangster hockey is being canceled out by Rox's gangster hockey. So, Rox is using a triple OG amount of gangster hockey. Roger and Garp need to use a big homie amount of gangster hockey. Big homie is the highest level you can get to. Roger has been in these streets for a very long time. Rox has been in these streets for a very long time. There's honor amongst thieves. Roger respects Rox's gangster. So he actually sheds some tears. And I don't mean tattoo tears. Real tears. Roger and Garp load up for the strongest attacks, it seems like. And Roger uses an attack called God of Fire Ace. So Ace was destined to get that fire fruit. After this attack, we see a big burst of gangster hockey. And the island looks like Thriller Bark at this time. The world government is trying to hide this fact. They don't want anybody to know that they're mixed up with some clandestine activities. The fact that you have to have more hockey than the other person within your attack in order to beat them when they're like immortal, I wish they had a better explanation of how that works. I mean, that's basic. You just got to overpower them. That's it. Okay. I also wish that we would have gotten more fighting from Rox, Garp, and Roger. I wish they would have shown a lot more named attacks. That would have spiced this chapter up a little bit. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this chapter a double OG. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want some more anime from a hood perspective.